I kind of actually, there was this one sentence in the case, that's why I have my case, this is not my speech, luckily. There's this one sentence in the case which I think is really nice, when the guy, the CEO says, we don't pursue profit, we do things that create profit and cash flow. And let's change the, instead of putting, saying profit here, let's put what is your final goal in life. What is your final goal in life? Happiness. Create value, hopefully. And the nice thing, creating value is in your personal life. It's not measured by, hopefully, not only by dollar sign, but some other ways as well. That was my first speech to Toby. That it's about your value system, and you should not forget your value system. But so let's put the word happiness, because kind of many of us kind of feel like maybe the value is equivalent that do I have a happy life. So if I put instead of profit, I put the word happiness. It says we don't pursue happiness. We do the right things that generate happiness and cash flow. I only replaced profit, so the cash flow is still there. Maybe some of you agree that the cash flow creates some happiness as well. And I think lots of people do say that one. That kind of you cannot kind of go after happiness, but you become a kind of you create lots of value among people close to you if you don't pursue happiness, but you do the right things, which then hopefully create the happiness, not just for your life, but also the people around you. And that's why kind of I think the sentence is kind of so nice that when you want something, it's not kind of too one-sided. You kind of have to look at lots of things, which then eventually gets you what you want. And so I read a Chinese, I think this is a Chinese proverb, says that in order to get a happy life, you need three things. And the three things is you need someone to love, you need something to work for, and you need something to dream of. And when I think I'm now kind of, not in this section, but there's a next section, there's actually somebody who is the daughter of my PhD student colleague. I will not reveal her name so that she will not get teased about it. But so I already know one of yours in the other section, father, extremely well. And so that makes me realize that I'm not anymore in your age group. So we always try to fake to be as young as our students, but now I realize it's not anymore the case. So I'm in my 50s, and when I look back, yes, I think that Chinese proverb probably is extremely close to the key thing of what you have to keep in your mind for the remaining time in your life here. That if I look kind of backwards, that what are the important things. Something to laugh for, that is kind of obvious. We are always looking for that one in human life. Only thing what I often want to kind of add is that when you get older, then of course it's not anymore such that you are looking for one person, which may be the case of some of you at the moment. Because when we get older, and some of you are already in my situation, like Eve is a young father. And then, of course, it's not only your wife, then or husband, then it's also your children. And important thing is to kind of that I think when you grow older, that indeed you try to make the circle bigger and bigger. That when we say that you live that you need someone to love, something to love even. That kind of what are those dear things in your heart, and that makes sure that you keep that in your mind. That there was some Arab guy who told me the Arab proverb, where I have forgotten exactly his words, unfortunately, but the story was that yes, you have a busy professional life, and you are juggling with lots of balls, and you have to be very careful that none of those balls drops your professional life, personal life, hobbies, and so on and so on. But the key thing is not actually the juggling even. The key thing is that which balls, when you drop them, are made out of rubber, and they will jump back and you can catch them, and which are made out of glass and they are broken for good. And that one we only learn, I think, by experience. But I think for most of us, kind of we recognize that the the glass ball is your personal relationship. And so you are not allowed to kind of, when you chuckle, make sure that that ball is, yeah, maybe all the time in the hand, and you just other ball, something like that one. So then the second one, work for. I think that one was my first speech to Toby, was more about that one. So just the key message to Toby was that not necessarily the first job after INSEAD, we do have to care about that cash flow, so it was generating cash flow and happiness, is that you have to care about maybe cash flow, but in the little bit longer run, my story to Toby was that try to find a job which is really something what you would do even without that cash flow, that you would do for free. And I noticed, I got this LinkedIn message, which I'm sure that many of you also got yesterday or day before, that actually takes only 3 interview questions. That a good interviewer only asks 3 questions. And the second one of that one is that when you are being interviewed for the job, the question should be, do you love this job? Would you love this one? If I choose you, Filippo, will you love this job? And that is kind of a message which we should remember, that you have so much human capital, there are so many opportunities. Don't accept in the long run a job which is kind of anyway burden to you. So it has to be something what you really love for. And then kind of a little bit close to my heart as an old fart is this third part, something to dream of. That when you kind of, you may ask that, Pekka, you are in your 50s, that kind of life is over, kind of. You are supposed to now just love your children and wife, so no kind of new love, not falling in love anymore. And you have your work, it's nice that you love your INSEAD work, but kind of, how do you kind of keep being happy? Because happiness is, I think that what the dream of means, happiness is not a state. Happiness is always how people say, it is a journey. You have to kind of look forward in order to really be happy. And I think that's what the Chinese mean when they said that you need to have something to dream of. You always need to have some new goal, something to achieve in the next year, next 5 years. And I think that is very true. That kind of happiness is not just having a wonderful family around and having a wonderful work around. It is even more. It is kind of that you always want to either improve yourself or take a new hobby, something to dream of. That where do you want to be in 10 years' time? You probably don't want to be exactly in 10 years' time where you are today. Then actually you are not happy anymore, even if we should be. But that's a human mind, that you always want to have kind of something to look forward in the future. And so now it's 10 o'clock. Sorry for the long piece, but this was just because of Toby. So don't send a hate mail to me, send a hate mail to Toby. Thank you very much, and have a wonderful day.